What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Devy Royale YouTube channel. I am your host, as always, Kevin Coleman at DuBois_22. And on this episode of the Devy Royale in 5, we're looking at an exciting tight end transfer. You can't tell me tight ends that aren't fun. Michael Trigg going to Ole Miss with his teammate Jackson Dart, quarterback Jackson Dart, who we already did a Devy Royale in 5. I would definitely check that out. And what can we expect from Michael Trigg? You know, Michael came in as one of the best tight end prospects, I think athletic prospect from a profile standpoint in high school. He went to USC. You know, when we're looking at what he did last year, 7 receptions, 109 yards, and 1 touchdown is nothing like amazing, 6'4", 245. But he did get hurt October 9th in the game against Utah. He had a knee injury. So pretty much it kind of wiped him out for the year. He had a bunch of athleticism in preseason camps. Everybody was raving about the young man. And then he decided to go to Ole Miss after, transfer portal chaos, all the stuff with Lincoln Riley, all that. And he had a very close relationship with Jackson. So let's talk about kind of what he is as a prospect and what you can expect from him. First and foremost, he's got really good hands. I mean, he's an athlete. He's a dual sport athlete in high school. He's athleticism is number one. 101 athleticism. He's got good hands. He has a mismatch ability, especially in the red zone. He's got good route running for a tight end. He did split out at wide receiver a lot in high school. Even though he didn't necessarily play that much last year, he still came in with a grade of 91 in the 247 Sports transfer rankings. That made him the number 2 tight end right behind Jaleel. And, to become completely honest with you, Jaleel Billingsley, I think I would take him over Jaleel. In drafts and C2C, we're going to be talking about where his value's at. He's projected to be very good, and he's going to be great chemistry right away with Dart, and they've had that chemistry together. And I think that in a system that actually does do pretty well of showing kind of tight ends, especially like Kenny Yarbrough from recently, those type of things. I think that when we're looking at from that perspective, I think Michael Trigg is a great pick. Now, we're going to take a look at his highlights. We're going to look a little bit at his huddle from high school, just to kind of give you an idea. Because again, like we said, he was pretty injured last year. You can see him here. He's split out wide. He can do those athletic things. And that's what I think what will set him apart a lot in the C2C space, especially, is just that his athleticism is going to be there and his ability to kind of split out wide in high school. Ole Miss is going to use him in a lot of mismatch situations. And I do think if you're looking at the depth chart at Ole Miss, that he's going to get run in a lot of different ways. I think they're going to use him. He's probably the most athletic player in that receiving and tight end room. He's got good route running. You can see it there. I mean, he's playing against, look at that kid. I mean, I feel bad for that kid right away. But he can do these things. Like, that's just how athletic he is and what he can kind of bring to the table. I think Lane Kiffin is very, very good at kind of manipulating schemes and getting him there. I think those are the things that he's going to be able to do for Michael. And again, the thing is, when you're looking at C2C assets, tight ends are tough. And when you look at like the overdrafting of Jaleel, Eric Gilbert, who knows what's going on with Eric Gilbert right now, Trigg is having a pretty good value, especially from a Devy perspective of where he's going in drafts. I'm currently in a startup and he's in the 11th round. He hasn't been taken yet. So when we look at that ADP, like we're going to in a minute, I think that's a good value. And so I think he brings a lot to the table. And like I said, with his ADP right now, 10th or 12th round, and it's kind of unsure. I'll be honest. We're still early in C2C drafts. I think that he can maybe go a little bit in tight end premium. If we're in tight end premium, we're going to see a little bit of a bump on that. But even then, I think there's some question marks just because he was injured, right? So when we're talking about kind of where he was going, if you can get him in the 10th or 12th round as your first tight end, I think that's a value, especially with what he can do in that offense, especially with Jackson Dart, those type of things. So I'm a big believer in Michael Trigg. I think from a tight end perspective of where you value tight ends right now, there's a lot of uncertainty in a lot of different ways. So when I was looking at the draft board, obviously we know Michael Mayer is going to be there, Brock Bowers. After that, there's a huge discrepancy in terms of like where are these guys going to go at that tight end position. Usually the next tight end doesn't get taken to the 8th round. We see Jack Beck from LSU. We even see Eric Gilbert going up there. Jaleel Skinner is going to be up there from Miami. And then there's a big divide. And I think that honestly, it would not shock me to see Trigg be tight end 3 of overall in Devy pretty soon. Just if he can stay healthy in this offense with what he can do, I wouldn't be shocked to see that. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe button. We really appreciate that. Please check out the podcast. I think it's one of the best Devy podcasts out there. You can find it in the description below, but also on iTunes, Spotify, the Devy Royale. We appreciate you guys, all your support. We'll check you guys.